Billy Batson is Shazam, and he no longer has the God's support. Welcome to The Complete Story, where we take trade paperbacks and single issues and we break them down into digestible bites to help you understand. Then we read it dramatically back to you. All alterations to the panels, text, and images are to prevent copyright problems, and all art is owned by its respective companies. Darkseid has fallen, and with his death, the power of various gods has been granted to members of the Justice League. We have various videos on each of them, and the death of Darkseid itself is contained in the video Darkseid War Act 1. But as Darkseid died, Billy's connection to the gods that granted him Shazam's powers blinked, and new gods moved in. He now stands in a crater in the middle of Philadelphia, stunned as new beings are trying to speak in his head, trying to command him, tell him where to go. But one voice breaks through, the wizard that granted Billy his powers originally. "Batson, listen to me. The old Pantheon is gone." Pantheon? What does that even mean? Wizard, you're alive? "I tried to help you, to find new gods, but I was a fool. One, Zonuz. If you set him free, he'll savage the universe." Billy is very confused, and he looks at his hands and he realizes that one of them is on fire. And one of the gods inside of his head tells him, "This is my gift to the power of Shazam." The gods continue to argue within Shazam about the strength of his powers, what's a gift, who's trying to hurt him. So as confused as he's ever been, Billy leaps into the air to fly away, and he can't. He hits the ground confused even further, and one of the other gods tells him, the powers of Shazam have been redefined. He tells all of the voices to shut up, he can't think, and they tell him that if he wants them to shut up, just say the word. So he shouts, "Shut!" and he's gone in a bolt of lightning. He appears in a garden, and a voice tells him that he has reached the source, where all things come in return. The goddess Annabelle steps forward and explains. While the wizard grants Billy the title of Shazam, it is the gods that the deal is struck with, and Annabelle is one of the new pantheon that makes up Shazam. The shockwave from Darkseid's death disrupted the connection to the gods, and in a desperate attempt to not leave Shazam powerless, the wizard struck new deals with new gods. But before he could finish, Billy asks, who is Zonuz? He is something terrible, an ancient and putrid force, the first to wield the Torment Sanction, and the original god of evil. When he was finally defeated, he was sent back to the source as all gods are, but he hopes to use the power of Shazam to escape from the source once again. While you are our boy, Billy, and unable to withstand him, we are gods and we hope to help you. Billy then vanishes and he stands in front of Siva, the dancer of destruction, and the god that grants Billy his strength now. Siva explains that the gods intercepted Billy mid-lightning crack, and when he goes back, he'll be right in the middle of the fight with the wizard and Zonuz. They need to prepare him for his return. The god Siva calls him weak, so Billy snaps at him, and this impresses Siva, so he sends Billy to his next goddess. Her name is 8, the goddess of impulse, and she explains that he needs to keep Zonuz from getting the staff. If he can win, but if Zonuz gets the staff, all hope is lost. Then in another crack, Billy is at the next god, Homener, the god of fire, art, and death. Billy asks if he's going to tell him what he needs to do also, but the god refuses and tells him that he'll tell him what Billy is. Shazam is a vessel for the might of the gods. Billy is lucky to be that vessel, but he is not essential. They are only with him until he fails, then he forfeits his gifts. But Billy tells him, "Really? A vessel? That's what we're gonna go with? You better rethink what I am." And in a crack, he goes to the next god. But there is no next god. It is the wizard battling against Zonuz. Zonuz demands the staff, but the wizard gives him a defining no, and then he takes a massive blast from Zonuz, throwing him to the ground. Billy sees him and he asks if he's okay, but the wizard tells him not to concern himself with him. Don't let Zonuz take the staff, stop him! Billy looks up at Zonuz and asks, who is that? But Zonuz yells out, I am Zonuz, but like my son, I chose a different name. Yuga Khan, father of Darkseid! He holds the staff up and he declares that he has the power of 4 gods to bolster his own. And with this might, he'll punch a hole through the source itself to reclaim his son's throne, raise the earth, and deface it with volcanic sores. Billy looks up in shock. Darkseid? Oh my god, it's not over. You'll never reach Earth, never! And Yuga Khan hits him with the power of the staff and then begins to fly towards the hole in the source. But that's when behind him he hears a young boy. You're not going anywhere. You don't know the first thing about Shazam! Your plan was over before it started. And then Yuga takes a swing at Shazam, so Shazam dodges it. He then punches the sword as Yuga throws it down on him. And then, with the lightning of Shazam, he punches it with his other fist, breaking the sword to pieces. Shazam then leaps into the beast of a god, and he shouts, "Shazam!" bringing his magical lightning to the ground. He then turns back to Billy, but Yuga is defeated, and the wizard steps forward. He thanks Billy for saving him and getting the staff back, and then explains that the fifth god is him. The wizard himself is Billy's lightning. And the sixth god, to complete Shazam's powers, is Yuga Khan. His might will be enslaved for all of eternity as a penance for the eternity of sin. Then they walk towards the portal together, and Billy tells the wizard, "So old gods, new tricks? What's next for Magic's champion?" The true battle begins for the brand new Shazam! So this one got a little bit crazy, but it basically explains Billy Batson's new powers as Shazam's. I'm actually kind of curious if this is going to stay very long, or if he's going to go back to normal at the end of Darkseid War. Don't forget to check out our Darkseid War videos to follow along with this exciting event. I'll see you guys next time right here.